Hi guys, so I'm going to do a little demo using the NOTE Luminous Moisturizing Foundation today. It's this one here. I've talked about it a few times on beauty.ie because I actually really like this foundation. At the moment it's only retailing for £9.99 in Ireland. You can get it online, so just put in NOTE Luminous Moisturizing Foundation into Google and you'll get all the outlets that are selling it up. So I've just prepped my skin. All I have on is an SPF moisturizer. It's a Neo Strata one that I used, and I'm going to start applying this. So the shade that I'm using is number 4, Sand. So you can see like it goes on looking maybe a little bit darker, but it blends in really, really well. And the brush I'm using is a MAC 188. So it's a Stifle foundation brush. Sorry, wrong way. You can see it there. So it's kind of long bristles and it gives you a really airbrushed finish. It takes a little bit of time to use this because the bristles are long. They do move back and forth a lot, so the pressure is very light with the brush, and that just means it takes a little bit longer to build up the coverage and spread the foundation evenly on your skin. So my foundation, I always kind of do it in 3 stages sort of. So I do the bottom half of my face, then I'll do across the center and then the top. And I just always think if you do your foundation that way, you won't miss any spots and you can make sure that you don't leave a line around under here, like you can see just there. So just swivel your brush around, circular motions to really blend that down into your neck. This brush is brilliant for blending your foundation in and getting rid of any sort of marks around your neckline, and you can just bring it down onto your neck a little bit. So like literally I'm not putting anything else on the brush, I'm just bringing whatever's left there down onto my neck. So across the center of the face. I used about a pea-sized amount of the foundation and just put it on the back of my hand. So that's where I'm taking it off. I don't know, is that where most people put their foundation? I put it on the back of my hand because that's what I do when I'm doing makeup for people. When I'm working, I always use the back of my hand as a palette, sanitized first of course. So I find if I'm going to use a brush rather than brushing it out at the top of the foundation, I prefer to put it on the back of my hand. So I need a tiny little bit more just to finish off the rest of my face. So the consistency of this, like you can see, it's quite a thick texture, but the finish is gorgeous. It's kind of a luminous finish, so you know those words like dewy, you want natural skin, dewy skin, anything that's not matte. So if you go for a foundation that has luminous in the title, it's going to give you a nice dewy finish. And this one, I genuinely think it's quite like the Armani Luminous Silk Foundation. The coverage might be a little bit heavier and slightly less dewy, but I mean it's pretty good for the price point at only £9.99. It's a good alternative. Like Armani Luminous Silk is one of my favorite foundations ever, but it is about, I think it's about 45 to 50 euro. I usually buy it in the airport, so I'm not sure what it retails at on the high street, but I just think this is a really good alternative, and one that you could use sort of as your, you know, your weekday work foundation, and keep your really expensive foundation for, I don't know, your special occasions and nights out at the weekend. It just saves you a little bit of money. So I'm using it everywhere, up underneath my eyes, and I always go very easy around my forehead. Like you can kind of see I have a little bit of pigmentation at the edges here. I don't really try and cover it with foundation. If any of you watch my Snapchat or my Instagram, you'll know that I like the natural makeup look. I'm not into really heavy foundation or really heavy makeup at all. I'm happily do it for people if that's what they like, but I just feel like, you know, I'm 31 now, and sometimes a heavier makeup look actually just ends up accentuating your lines and making them look worse and making your skin look older. So I like something that gives me a luminous, dewy finish and still looks quite natural when it's on. So it does give good coverage. You can see, like, I'm just going to put a tiny touch more here along where my little scar is there, because I do, a lot of redness comes through there. But it does get rid of any redness in your cheeks. This is where I would get redness, and around the nose area. So yeah, pretty good coverage. It's gonna go up here around my mouth. And then I'm gonna finish it with, I am gonna use a little bit of powder, because with a luminous foundation like this, I find that like even though I have a dry skin type, I always get a tiny bit of shine down my T-zone, which is probably the same for most people out there. So nose area, always, for me, my cheeks don't get dry. It's literally straight down this area here and my chin. So that's the only places I'm going to really powder today, because I want to leave that really nice, natural and dewy finish on my skin. This is like a brush that you see in all my videos. It's really old, but I just love it. It was from Bloom Cosmetics, and I think it cost about €3 years ago. But I don't know why, I just really like it. It's a lovely shaped head, and I like it. But you can use any sort of powder brush for that. I'll just powder my eyelids a little bit. I'm not putting on any eyeshadow today. And you'll see I have mascara and my brows on, which I normally do before I do a foundation video, because otherwise, well, I just look awful. Like I'm wearing a foundation mask, and I think your eyes disappear when you've no mascara on. So I'm just going to contour a little bit. I am using, this is a Miss Lynn bronzer. It's called Beach Please. That is the cover of it there. I really don't want to show you the bronzer because my baby stuck his fingers in it, and really quickly there's chunks gone out of it. He's so bold. He loves digging his little fingers into all my makeup. Anyway, I love this bronzer. It kind of reminds me of Hoola by Benefit, but it's a little bit of a lighter version. So not as dark. And I'm just, see, it kind of does give you a nice little sculpting on your cheeks. So I would start here and then circular motions up onto my cheeks. I don't even know if I'll bother with blusher today. I'm really going for this. This is just my natural skin look. I don't have any product on at all, even though I do. So I think I might just use my bronzer as both bronzer and blush today. I just bring it right up onto my cheekbones. A little bit at the edges of my forehead there, which is where I was saying I have a kind of a bit of pigmentation. And just really blend that out. Ooh, see, it's gone a little bit dark there, so you need to really blend that out if that happens, or it looks totally unnatural. But I really like the colour of that bronzer. Oh, I'm just putting a little bit down onto my neck, because here on your neck will always be a little bit paler than everywhere else, because your chin generally shadows it so it doesn't get any sun. And then I'm just going to use a tiny touch of my all-time favourite highlighter, which is the MAC Soft and Gentle. Just a little bit underneath my eyes here. I just use the foundation underneath my eyes. No concealer or anything. Really, because I don't mind a bit of my natural colouring showing through under here, because it's in line, it's in keeping with the really natural makeup look. I'm going to use just what's left in the brush of the highlighter to highlight my brow bone, take that shine off my lids, and that is it. Really, I just wanted to show you that foundation today. So it is by NOTE Cosmetics, SPF 15 Luminous Moisturizing Foundation, and the colour is number 4 Sand. So yeah, I think it's really nice. If you want to watch any more of my videos, you can sign up to my YouTube channel, or find me on Instagram, which is Rebecca Todd MUA, or over on Snapchat at Todd Makeup. Okay, talk to you soon, guys.